What is going on, guys, and welcome to another Anthem video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Javelin, the powerful exosuits that your freelancer is going to be able to wear outside the Great Walls of Fort Terrace. Now, today we're also going to be going through what these Javelins consist of, how many are currently in the game, and what could we expect out of the Javelin system. So without further ado, let's go ahead and find out. So to get started, let's first talk about what Javelins are. So Javelins are powerful exosuits that you're going to be able to wear as a freelancer when you go outside the wall and explore different, the dangerous world that's outside the Great Walls. These exosuits or Javelins will grant you with pretty powerful superhuman strength, also heavy modified weapons, which will allow you to not only take out foes, but also conquer the outside world that is outside the Great Walls. Now, what's interesting about these Javelin is that each of them will have its own unique aspect to each individual Javelin. Now, think of it a little bit like Destiny. Think of the Javelins like a class, and you have the Warlock, Hunter, and Titan. Same thing it applies in Anthem. You're going to have 3 different sets of Javelins. Now, I believe there's going to be more than 3, but as of right now, this is what we know. We know there's a Ranger, there's a Colossus, and there's some sort of Wizard one or like a caster that has powerful or magic ability. That is what we know so far. With the last one, with the third one, it's a bit of a speculation, but we do know that the Ranger and the Colossus are part of the game. We also know that the caster, I don't know exactly the name because it hasn't been said, will also be part of the game. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, if you're familiar with any type of MMO game, you guys will know about the Trinity. Basically, the Trinity consists of your tank, your DPS, and healer. Those are the core foundations when you play either a MMO game or a MOAB game. And seeing this as a loot shooter similar to Destiny, we will see some sort of reference to that. So let's start off with the first one, which is the Colossus. I believe this is going to be your tank class, very similar to Destiny as your Titan. The Colossus seems to be like a very heavy, bulky type of defender, someone that could absorb a lot of bullets and also dish out a lot of damage as well. I believe he will be, your bulky one, the one that, when you're in really bad situations or you need that heavy artillery to rain down, that's the one you're going to be calling in, and that's going to be the Colossus. As far as what abilities and what type of weapons he will have in the system, we know very little because we have very little information about the game, but we can only speculate on what type of weapons he will have. I'm assuming he will come with some sort of assault rifle, maybe a, kind of like a rocket launcher, and as like an attachment, something like kind of like a cannon that he could fire out. And those are my kind of speculations. I don't want to go too much into speculations because, we don't know very much of the game, but I believe that's what the Colossus will consist of. Next up, we have the Ranger. Now, the Ranger seems to be a more versatile character, and we see him kind of in the gameplay as well. He seems more mobile. He seems being able to move around the map, and this is the one I believe will have some sort of mechanism as maybe carrying a scout rifle, carrying a sniper rifle, also being able to move fairly quickly compared to the tanky Colossus. He'll be able to move around the map a little bit more with more versatility. He's the one that we see that ranges that large barrage of rockets that launch off his shoulder, and they just fire down on the enemies. So he seems to be very, very well-rounded. He's going to be like your type of player that, the one that everybody's going to be familiar with. Kind of like if you think of a little bit of Destiny, kind of your Hunter. I believe he's going to be kind of around that range. If you're kind of comparing a little bit to Overwatch, maybe like something like Soldier, something around that lines, I believe he's going to be the one that's going to be heavily used by a lot of people and kind of your go-to all-around class within the game. The next one, we don't really have too much gameplay exactly of, what he does in the game. We do see him a little bit in the trailer, or her in the trailer, and that's going to be the Caster. Now, the Caster is going to be kind of like your Warlock class in Destiny. It's going to be the one that's going to be able to provide that space magic, kind of either summon something, give you that teleporting ability, or being able to cast different sorts of, of spells or, stuff around the map. Now, I believe he's going to be primarily focused on, fast mobility as well, and also stealthiness. I believe he'll either spawn with a sniper, he'll have some sort of assault rifle or a hand cannon, something very similar to the Warlock class in Destiny. Now, this is the class that I'm mostly interested in because I do like the whole magic aspect of the game, and, I can't wait to see what type of casting abilities they have. Now, as far as casting is concerned, I'll have a separate video going over different archetypes of cast that they have in the game, and a few things I caught on the trailer later on the videos, but today we're specifically talking about Javelin. Another thing I did want to point out is I believe, like I said, there will be a 4th class within the game, and this 4th class has yet to be determined or yet to be shown within the game. But I believe that is going to be part of the game, and this is the reason why. If you notice in the trailer, when the person's walking down, you'll notice he's walking up and forth, and you will see 3 different sets of javelin. First, you have the one that's right in the middle, which is your tanky javelin. You have the one to your right, which is the ranger javelin, which is the one he gets to. You have one to the left, which I believe it might be the caster one, and then right in the middle of that, or like in front of that, you have an empty space. Now, this empty space could be referencing to a javelin that's out in the fields and he's looking for someone, or he's exploring a different area and he's currently not being able to be equipped. And that's the reason why I believe there might be a 4th javelin. But let me know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think there will be a 4th javelin class, or do you think we're just sticking with the Trinity with the 3 different sets of classes? And if you would like to see a 4th class or a 4th javelin, what would you like it to be? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it informative. Now, if you did, please remember to help me out by liking the video and most importantly, sharing the video with your friends. If you want to stay up to date with all things Anthem, make sure you hit that sub button. And if you want to get in touch with me and stay informed on the latest things that are happening in the channel,